Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting the thumbs up button for me and dropping your comments. I love to hear the comments. They help me a lot. And tonight, we just watched, if you haven't seen it, you're watching this instead. Thank you. I appreciate it tremendously. Game 71 is in the books. 11 games to go, and someone did something that reached 11 tonight. Let's get to it. Here we go. Donte Divincenzo.
Fournier's mark set a few years ago when he ties JR Smith and Fournier. As we go our Chevrolet time on the court, presented by ChevyOffers.com.
Second consecutive 30-point game for Devo. 31, of course, the previous game was only 4 of 13 from behind the arc.
Here's a three. Bam! There it is!
There it is!
Donte Divincenzo, a new Knick record for most threes in the game. Fournier's mark set a few years ago when he ties JR Smith and Fournier. As we go our Chevrolet time on the court,
Watch it
presented
one more
by
time. Watch it one more time.
Second consecutive 30-point game for Devo.
This was out of a
31,
timeout.
of course, the previous game was only 4 of 13 from behind the arc.
Here's a three. Bam! There it is!
There it is!
Donte Divincenzo, a new Knick record.
Donte Divincenzo scored 40 points tonight. Unbelievable. He has, as it says right here, it's safe to say Donte Divincenzo has reached the elite level in three-point shooting. Wow, what a signing. It's so awesome to watch players become better than you ever expected them to be. Maybe even better than they even expected themselves to be. Through hard work, just tenacity, through skill. I mean, just letting their skill finally find its sweet spot. He is being fed the ball beautifully here, according to NBA University, who tweeted this out earlier today. Most catch-and-shoot field goal attempts post the All-Star game. Donte's number one with 138, and he's hitting 54.3% field goal percentage on that. Look at the level he's with. He's with Klay Thompson, Trey Murphy III, Grayson Allen, who's leading the NBA in three-point shooting percentage, Vucevic, Beasley, who's always been a marksman from the outside, MPJ, one of the best big men three-point shooters, around, maybe in the history of the NBA eventually. Mikal Bridges, Steph Curry, and Naz Reid, and there he is, Donte at the top with the most attempts, and he's connecting at such a high clip. And tonight we saw the man just achieve unbelievable greatness. He will forever be in the record books. He broke the record. He broke Even Fournier and JR Smith's record of 10 made threes in a single game as a Knicks player. Donte Divincenzo has now eclipsed that with his 11th. He would have had 12, honestly, if they. I feel like they took the 10th. One of his three-pointers away earlier in the game. They said his foot was out of bounds, but when they showed the replay, it didn't look like his foot actually never went down. It may have been hovering over the out-of-bounds line, but it didn't really go down. So I don't know, but either way, he got 11. He reached it. Fantastic. The New York Knicks took care of business tonight against the Detroit Pistons, 124-99. The game really wasn't even that close. The margin was 25 there. I think the biggest lead was 30 at one point. Everybody played pretty well. Everyone played very well, honestly, let's put it that way. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We got a lot of fun stuff here because Josh Hart, talking about everyone played really well, he got his sixth triple-double of the season tonight. And there's a list here from New York Knicks stats. Knicks single-season triple-double leaders. The leader is Walt Clyde Frazier with 8 in the 1968-69 season. And then Michael Ray Richardson, who was a guy that I watched a lot when I was a kid. He did it twice. He reached 7 in a game. He was a really good player. That team was a frustrating team. It should have been a better team than it was. Richie Guerin, of course, he's in all over the Knicks record books. Now Josh Hart is tied with Richie Guerin and Julius Randle, who did it in his first All-NBA season. Back in 2020-21. So Josh Hart, do I think this is going to be his last one? Well, you never know. Triple doubles they're tough to achieve, very difficult to achieve, but he could definitely end up tying Clyde. There's 11 games to go. there is a chance. So shout out to him. Fantastic game for Josh Hart, who picked up 14 rebounds and 10 to go along with his 10 assists and his 11 points tonight in 40 minutes of play. Keep going here. I tweeted this out earlier before this game. I tweeted this out. It's a testament to Brunson and the remaining Knicks that they've been without their starting front line, Randall, OG, and Robinson, for nearly 2 months, except for 3 games OG played, and are within reach of the 3rd seed with 12 games to go. And Robinson has actually missed 3+ months. It is amazing to think that this team could have held their position in the standings. Now, they were firmly in third seed when Randall and OG went down. And it's amazing that we didn't slide into the play-in. It could easily have happened, and it's really because of Brunson. I mean, he just went off like crazy. He won Player of the Week during this span. He probably could have won Player of the Week a couple of times. He almost had 3 games in a row scoring over 40 points. And you had other guys, the role players, everyone stepping up, being their best selves. And I know this term role player has been used a lot lately, and you guys may have heard me talk about it earlier. I mean, in my opinion, if you're not a star, you're a role player. That's everybody else. So the star is the cream at the top, the cream of the crop. Everyone else is a role player. Now, there's different degrees of role players. There's, role players that exceed expectations. There are role players that are on the verge of popping and becoming stars themselves. Well, right now we have a team full of players playing their best version of themselves. We have Deuce shooting over 40% from the three-point line when he had averaged in his career 28%. We have Josh Hart, who's now going crazy with triple doubles. We have Jalen Brunson, who is 5th in the entire NBA in scoring right now. So this is the best version of himself. Randall, before he went down, he was playing the best version of himself before he got hurt, which is, we really need that. And then, OG Anunoby, that guy's defense, I cannot wax poetically enough about his defense. And I have some updates about OG, and I have updates about Randall. I have updates about Mitch. I have highlights. We're going to keep going on this, but man, this is a shout out, and cannot leave one person out in shouting them out here, and that's Coach Tom Thibodeau. Gotta say, he's done an amazing job during this period. Let's just say for the majority of the season. I would say for the majority of the season, Tom Thibodeau has been the best version of himself as a coach. And that, honestly, is key. Because we know that he's made some odd choices in the past. He's held some players back. I know there's all this grief. Oh, Thib's a great developer of players. I can talk for a long time about that. What he does do is hold them accountable. And I love that. He doesn't just give people something. They have to earn it. But at the same time, I do think he suppresses people sometimes unnecessarily in favor of other people. Alec Burks. Yeah, and Elfrid Payton. We've seen it in the past. So, but not this season. This season, if someone's got it going, boom, he's in. If they're cooking, they stay in. He played. He was about to play Deuce another 48 minutes tonight. I think someone went in and whispered in his ear, "Come on, we got to take." Deuce played the first 18 minutes or something of the game again. So he had already played 48 minutes the previous game. But Thibs is listening and he's watching, and he's got a better feel for what this team can achieve and what levers to pull and when to pull them. And it's all happening. It's all happening right now. And this is fantastic. And it's happening during a period when we are missing our front line. Just wait. There's not much time left. 11 games left. Let's keep going here before we get to the highlights. Let's keep going through these tweets and recaps. So Ian Begley tweeted this out. He had 2 tweets today. I put both of them up. I know they're kind of repetitive, but I'll just read them out loud here. One repeats the other. When asked about, Tom Thibodeau said OG Anunoby did do some shooting during the New York Knicks morning workout. Getting cleared to shoot was a significant step in Anunoby's rehab following early February elbow surgery. He returned from surgery on March 12th and has missed past 4 games with elbow irritation. All right, now a little further down here. Per Tom Thibodeau, OG Anunoby went through some parts of shoot-around, a positive step toward a return to the court. But Thibodeau says the irritation in Anunoby's surgically repaired elbow still needs to subside further for him to return to the floor. So he's feeling some discomfort, some irritation. And as we've heard, and I think Bondi wrote about it, I've been talking about it for a while because I had heard from someone else that, he's more of a Kawhi kind of guy. He doesn't play when feels discomfort. Or, I don't want to minimize it, but he's not one of those kind of guys. He's not like a Randall guy who can play through pain, or even Brunson can play through pain. He's not that kind of guy, and that's fine. He understands his threshold. Everyone has their own different threshold. So right now, and actually it's better for us. I would rather this guy, we need him for the playoffs. That's where we really need him. Rest him until he is completely comfortable with that elbow. We don't need him out there shorting those threes. We don't need him out there thinking about his elbow. No. Wait until he's fully ready to go. I'm hoping that it's by this Sunday. That's what I'm hoping. So let's hope for that. Here's another one. Stephen Bondi, he drilled a little deeper. He touched upon all 3 players. He says here, Julius Randle is doing more, feeling better, but not cleared yet. But not yet cleared for contact. I did read he was doing some light contact, not in-game type contact, like what was it, like structured contact or managed contact. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe someone's holding a pad and he's just kind of bumping into it just to get the feel of what it's like to have that shoulder feel some pressure. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing at that. And honestly, he's a dude who plays through pain. I've come on here and I've explained to you, I showed you guys the info. It's 12 to 16 weeks for, dislocated shoulder, even for athletes. If he comes back before April 28th, that's pre-12 weeks. So 10 weeks, let's say he comes back 10 weeks. So, that's April 14th, around there. Maybe he plays, 3 games before the end of the season. That'd be enough for him, because we don't want him also to be thinking and worrying about his elbow too much. I mean, his shoulder too much. But you never know with him. He might just decide, you know what, I'm ready to go. Clear me. Because it's up to him. It's up to him. So, and then here, just repeating, the OG was at shoot-around and did some stuff, but is still waiting for elbow to calm down. And then the final thing is Mitchell Robinson is closest to coming back. That is great news because he is the one of these 3 that needs the most runway left to get back into game condition, reach his optimal level of game conditioning. He needs the most games. So let's say he can return also by this weekend, or maybe by, early next week. Maybe he gets, 7 games to at least get back into conditioning. As you can see, look how long it took iHeart to finally start feeling good, to get back into game shape. And now look at the way he's playing right now. He's at such a high clip. And first of all, I just got to tell you guys, the game started off, it was iHeart running the show. I believe he got the first bucket. It's a floater. And then he got the next 2 assists right away on bounce passes off of back cuts. Beautifully done. iHeart we're so lucky to have him on this team. We got to bring him back for next season. All right. Then this Clutch Points tweeted this out, which Mike Breen did mention this during the broadcast. I'm not sure the actual numbers are correct, but it shows how the Knicks have just been dominating once they get a lead. The Knicks are 38-3, a 93% winning percentage this season when leading by 10 or more points in a game. So if the Knicks build a 10-point lead in a game, there's a 93% chance that they're going to win that game. That's this season's Knicks. And you know what? I got to tell you, that's Jalen Brunson. That's Jalen Brunson and the tremendous defense and hustle that Josh Hart and the others put out on that court. Fantastic. I got to say, that stat is the most mind-blowing, most incredible stat, and they lead the NBA in that. Final stat final two I'm going to show you, then we're going to get the highlights. Cynical, don't want to trash Evan Fournier, but I did want to talk about him. I think this was hilarious. He's so pissed because his record was broken. And I got to say, I never saw this man play such tenacious defense when he was wearing orange and blue than when he was trying to stop Donte Divincenzo from breaking his record. And you know what? Hey, shout out to him. He didn't want it to be broken. He has a lot of pride in it. I have no problems with it, but I just wish he had played that type of defense when he was a Knick. If he had, he might still be a Knick. So that's something. In terms of him, I do think that 1 year where he basically played almost an entire year and a half straight of basketball, when it involved Euroball and the season ended late, all that stuff, the NBA season, I think that kind of cooked him, and that's why he was just a shell of his former self at beginning of last season. And he hasn't really quite recovered. Shooters need to get out there and shoot. But all that said, the man just doesn't play defense, but he sure did tonight. All right, let's go to the highlights. Here we go. Donte, of course. Oh, there you go. You just saw it. I think it was an iHeart pass to him. Donte with a 3. Oh, man, the Knicks got off to such a great start. Oh, nice. He poked the ball away. Gets it here. Nice little floater. I don't even know what you call that shot. I loved it. Precious was Mike tonight. It was interesting to hear him talk. He kept saying, Thibs, Thibs. I don't know what that, either he was telling people that was the play Thibs was calling. I'm not sure, but it was interesting to hear him. Look at that. Donte's three-point shooting motion is perfection. His body is so quiet when he does it. Look at that floater. He was so on. He was 14 of 23 overall. So he hit all 3 of his buckets inside the arc tonight because he was 11 of 20 from beyond the three-point line. Here he goes. There it is. Beautiful. He doesn't kick his feet out, nothing. He doesn't even get that much height. Well, I would say about, 8 inches maybe off the ground when he shoots? Yeah, maybe about a foot. Beautiful. He was just splashing net. There were no rim rattlers. There were no bounce off the rim, off the backboard and get a lucky break. Look at it. Just yeah, it was like NBA 2K. It was like playing PlayStation. Outstanding. I haven't talked much about Brunson tonight because the whole story is Mr. Donte Divincenzo. Well, Brunson played 30 minutes. He shot 50%, 10 of 20 overall. He recaptured his three-point shot. He was 3 of 7 with 28 points, 6 assists. 3 Knicks finished with double figures in rebounds. I mentioned Josh Hart already with 14, Isaiah Hartenstein with 10, and Precious Achiuwa had a nice rebound game because he didn't play well the previous game. He was the only player in the minus and plus minus, and he didn't even play in the second half at all. But Alec Burks was scratched at the last minute, so there was going to be minutes for other players, and Precious is the one who soaked them up. He played 26 minutes, hit 3 of 5, 16 rebounds and 9 points for him. And Bojan Bogdanovic played 18 minutes tonight, 5 of 11 overall, decent. His three-point shot, he only hit 2 of 7, but maybe it's starting to wake up a bit. I'm hoping it is. He contributed 13 points tonight. He was wearing some that tack tape or whatever. I don't know what that tape is called on the back of his neck. And you can see him at one point after he made a three-point shot, one of his 2 3-pointers that he made. They kept showing he was like grimacing and trying to move his neck and stuff, but he ended up playing through it. So beautiful for him. Beautiful for him. All right, it's the highlights were short today. I picked them up from the New York Knicks website, but look at that. You just can't see that enough. Gorgeous. Oh, I think that's both. Oh, yeah, nice little pass here. Yeah, Bojan, that's his one assist he picked up. All right, let's get back to the stats. Here we go. It cracks me up. He's hugging Donte right there. He's growing his leg. So as I mentioned, so 6 points for Isaiah Hartenstein, 28 for Brunson. Deuce struggled from the 3-point line tonight. I think playing all 48 minutes and playing 43 minutes tonight did catch up to his long distance shot. He was only 1 of 7. Sometimes he was just airballing it. So yeah, when you play a guy too many minutes, it does catch up to you, and there's the evidence right there. 13 points for him, but inside the arc, he was 4 of 5. Beautiful. Love that. Josh Hart, as I mentioned, 11 points for him, 14 rebounds, 10 assists in his 40 minutes of play. 41 minutes for Donte. Look at that gorgeous stat line. He even got 5 rebounds, 2 assists. I know he picked up a couple steals. We'll see that in a minute. The other person of note here, Bojan, already mentioned that. The Knicks shot 41.3% behind the 3-point line, and overall in this game, shot over 50%. Beautiful for them. 52 rebounds, 30 assists. Knicks win when they get 27 or more. Here's steals. Donte got 2 steals. The Knicks had 6 as a team. Almost every starter had a steal except for Brunson, which is interesting because he usually picks up a steal here and there. Look at those plus minuses. Plus 37 for Jalen Brunson. Plus 28 for Deuce. Plus 26 for Josh Hart. Plus 21 for Donte, and a plus 27 for Isaiah Hartenstein. That starting unit dominated this game. Now, mind you, the Pistons were completely depleted. Yeah, I mean, look at these starters. I mean, only Ivy is an actual starter on this team that actually started today. Cade is hurt. Duran is hurt. I don't know what happened to him, but he's hurt. He's out. So, you know, this is the kind of game where the Knicks should have dominated, and they did. So that's a relief. Because, you know, we've seen it in years past. Knicks have lost games like this where they should totally dominate. Not anymore. This team has such a cohesion right now. They have such a committed mentality to playing the right way and finding the best shot possible. That's what's happening with this team right now. Everyone has a green light. Everybody has a green light except for maybe Hartenstein and Mitch when they're out, you know, beyond out of the paint. Outside of the paint, every other Knick has a green light. So you don't feel like you have to force the ball anywhere. Now, of course, the ball starts out in Brunson's hands most of the time, and if he can work his magic or whatever in the paint, great. He actually struggled a bit in the first half, if I remember correctly. He was not that efficient in the first half inside the arc. Let's see, where was it? Yeah, he was 3 of 11. 3 of 11. He only shot 27% in the first half. But then he picked it up in the second half. Came through. Actually, he started off the third quarter making sure that he was going to be, you know, his regular self. He rediscovered the Brunson that we saw when he was scoring 40, and he was 7 of 9 in the second half. Shot 78%. Only attempted 2 3-pointers. He hit one of them. He contributed 18 points in that second half. But he was not the high scorer in the second half. It was Donte Divincenzo with 19 points. Let's see what else here. Nothing really of note other than gotta say this kid Sasser, good pickup for the Pistons. Happy for him. And then you can see Even Fournier, 15 points for him. Ex-Knicks and Malachi Flynn, Spicy Ragu. I call him in his 30 minutes. He had 14 points himself, 2 of 6 from behind the arc. When you look at the team stats here, I mean, you can see there's no chance that the Pistons were going to win this game, though they only missed 1 free throw out of 22. So shout out to them. Knicks missed 7. That's the only category I can see here that they won conclusively. Yeah, the steal. Oh, they did win the steals. They had 8. We had 6. Points off turnovers, we had 22, so we were a +8 in that. Excuse me. Fast break points, Knicks led 13-11. Points in the paint, they dominated. They were a +10 there. And largest lead, 31. Knicks won it wire to wire. I believe this is the 10th game. I think that's what Breen said in the broadcast that the Knicks have won wire to wire, which I think also is the most in the NBA. All right, don't quote me on that, but that's kind of what I remember hearing. Oh man, you know what? I want to watch this again. Watch this again.
Fournier's mark set a few years ago when he ties JR Smith and Fournier. As we look at our Chevrolet time on the court, presented by ChevyOffers.com.
Second consecutive 30-point game for Devo. 31 for the previous game. Was only 4 of 13 from behind the arc.
Here's a three.
There it is!
Donte Divincenzo, a new Knicks record for most threes in the game. Fournier's mark set a few years ago.
I have always loved that guy's game, even when he was in college. I was actually kind of stunned that, the draft prognosticators weren't predicting big things for him. I thought the guy can shoot. He's not afraid of a big moment. He's great at running the passing lanes to get steals. He disrupts other shooters. I just always liked him. Maybe it was his size that kept people from, he's not like the fastest guy, but he's got enough speed. Obviously, we can see it. And now his whole package is coming together right now. And we, as the fans of the New York Knicks, are benefiting from it. Fantastic. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Thibs. Thank you, Donte's parents. Thank you, Jalen, Josh, everybody involved with the Villanova Wildcats. We are so lucky to have this guy on this team. Fantastic. I'll tell you, people have been comparing Deuce to Grimes. No, this is what I wanted Grimes to do. This is the stuff that I know Grimes can do. So, Detroit Pistons, any fans of Detroit are watching this, just wait. Maybe he won't hit 11 like this guy, but Grimes was a guy who hit 7 in his first start ever as a rookie. That's not a fluke. That guy can shoot. He's got to get some shit together here and work out his knees. I think he's been playing injured, but whatever. That's the guy that I would have compared Grimes to. Right now, we upgraded from Grimes and his difficulties to Donte, who's excelling. He's reached elite levels in three-point shooting in the NBA, and the Knicks, we're benefiting from it, and we're going to ride this whole situation deep into the playoffs. The Cavs did win tonight. We were playing the Hornets, so the Knicks are still, what are we still? I believe we are half game out of third. Let's see. Yes. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 13 games behind the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference, and the New York Knicks are 13 and a half games behind. So we're just a half game behind. We are breathing down the Cleveland Cavaliers' necks. I think we're going to overtake them. I think we are. Let's go. All right. My name is George. Please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, share this video, and also I will be holding an event in LA, a watch party at the Greyhound. I'll be posting some stuff about it pretty soon, show you some graphics and stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys should definitely come out if you're in LA on April 7th. It's the game against the Bucks. Sunday, April 7th. So remember that. And I will see you around.